Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Let's talk about Navagraha, the spiritual science of 9 heavenly planets of solar system. This is one of the most interesting picture I have seen, which can show us so much of wisdom of spiritual science as such. Please look at this picture very carefully. All the 9 pictures as such, phenomenal work, and how much spiritual science can we get out of this. Although I have only 38 slides in this particular, but I'm going to talk my heart out the way I see spirituality with this Navagraha itself. It's one of the phenomenal pictures I see in Chennai temples. Almost every temple in Chennai, I have seen Navagraha. And I go there 9 times around one side and one reverse every time I do. I'm fascinated with this particular picture. But there are 2 pictures which I'm going to show. This is picture drawn by an artist. This is not the picture which is used in Navagraha temples as such. First, observe this picture very carefully as I show it you in the next picture. Now I'm going to talk about few spiritual science statements which are very, very dear to me. And I'm making it very clear without any doubt in my mind. And I'm very responsible in saying these statements one by one, which has made me what I am today. First thing which comes to my mind is the Brahman. Let's not talk of the 4 Varnas. I'm only talking of Brahmin. Brahman is the person who is true with divine nature, or Nirankar, Nirgun Brahman, or Sakar Sargun Brahman. The universe nature, divine nature is called Brahman. Person who is in tune with Brahman, who understands A to Z of the entire universe, mathematical design, physics, chemistry, biology, all the 64 arts as such, should be in a position to become a Brahman, and who does not understand everything, A to Aha of Sanskrit, A to Z of English or other languages, is a Brahman at all. A Brahman is the one who understands Brahman as such, which is universal consciousness. Now I can say human living Brahmans who are fitted to understand Brahman are called the microcosmic representation of the macrocosmic universe. Aham Brahmasmi, or Pindan and Brahman is one. And the person, each human being who is fit to be a Brahman, represents entire universal consciousness as it is. That's one thing. The second point which I'm making. We are like Aham Brahmasmi, exactly the microcosmic representation of the macrocosmic universe. Third thing, these are the Brahmins who discovered the divine mathematics with which the nature had used the formula to design A to Z of the entire universe as such. So that way, my focus is, as a Brahman, do I understand divine mathematics as designed by nature, not a man-made concept at all. Second thing. Fourth thing, Brahmins recognized, conceived, and revealed divine mathematics from Vedas, Upanishads, to Puranas, to other scriptures of Akhand Bharat. And finally, the detailed design of Divyank, which is 22 by 21, Brahman, 10 stages of development, Vishnu, and 0.34419 of Lord Shiva, put together are the 3 stages of creation, development, and maturation of every project, every object, from cell to the human body, to the solar system, to the spiral galaxy, to the Milky Way, to the greater universe. Everything is designed only with this 22 by 21 to the power of 10.34419, equivalent to 1.618034. That is the Divyank ratio. with which the nature had designed. I'm not talking about man mathematics. I'm not talking about Fibonacci sequence. I'm not talking of golden ratio. I'm not talking of pi. I'm not talking of anything. In the process, with this particular Navagraha itself, will be able to show the beauty of that. Now coming to the Sanatana Dharma. He's talked about three pillars very clear. Yantra Vidya, Mantra Vidya, Tantra Vidya are very well known. Without understanding symbolic language, Yantra Vidya, phonetic sound, mantras, Shruti, and Tantra, the physical body, you cannot understand Sanatana Dharma at all. These are three foundation things. But let me bring the fourth complement, which has not been given importance to the world as such, is a Ganit Vidya, is a mathematical design. But Ganit Vidya has been shown in stages of one by one, from Vedas to Upanishads to Puranas to stories. There's a scripture which I'm talking about. And they are also shown in different stories, the same story being told. You can see the beauty of divine consciousness in Yantra as you see particular Navagraha. Are the other yantras which I have already spoken about it. Mantras when come to my mind very clearly is a Gayatri mantra starting from Rig Ved Tat Savitur Varenyam Vargo Devasya Dhimhi Diyo Yonha Prachodhyat to Yajurved, to Gayatri mantra, to Mahanarayani Upanishad, to Akhand Gayatri mantra, Akhand Sutra. That evolution is also full of mathematical design. Tantra Vidya is all spoken about the physical human body by Satchakra Nirupana and of course Akhand Vidya and Akhand Yoga, and this has evolved to a stage which you are going to see the reflection in this. Ganit Vidya is a Divyank which is final, everything else is there. But Ganit Vidya, two parts are very well known in Ved, Upanishads and scriptures is 22 by 21 of the Brahma as such. Then 10 stages of development of Vishnu Avatar are well known. But came to the question of point 34419 of Shiva Moksha has been added by me in 2015 only, not before that somebody knew about the 5 digits. So that way it's a Akhand Bharat. Ganit Vidya has brought me to that level from 2015. Divyank can explain A to Z the entire universe within the mathematical without any confusion whatsoever. Now, in the process of understanding Sanatana Dharma, one thing which stands out very clearly in my mind is Navagraha. This particular picture is very, very clear. And it's got 9 planets. And let's discover Divyank mathematics of Navagraha itself. And now we start to the actual process of learning stages by stages how Navagraha can explain us the entire universe mathematically. Now look at this particular picture. Phenomenal picture. You can see Surya is the very first picture which is spoken about. That is the center of solar system is the first one. Second thing you can see is the moon. You can see the crescent there. You can see the female part as such is the second part. Third, you can see is Mars. Is a Mars. Third, you can see is Mercury. Fourth, you can see Jupiter. Then you can go on to, you can say Mercury to Venus to Mars to Saturn. The first 7 is Sun to Saturn are the 7 planets which are very prominent in the solar system. But 8th one you can see is the head of Rahu and body of Ketu is the 9th one. But Rahu and Ketu are part of the Navagraha. As such, and I'm going to show another picture which is actually there. What do these two, Rahu and Ketu, which planet are they are referring to, has been very beautifully hidden in this particular picture. Is for the someone who is in tune with universal consciousness. Brahman, as a true Brahman, will be able to see the beauty. Unless and we reach ourselves to real become Brahman, and I really mean it, The Brahman was the real educationists, teachers. They knew everything, and what they are given is that anyone who is not able to give 64 arts divine mathematics is not a genuine mathematician, genuine Brahman in tune with Brahman. I am making it very clear. Only Brahman who is in tune with universal consciousness, partial or complete in divine mathematics, is a genuine Brahman, otherwise no. Let's make that point very clear. Let me take you to the stage of the picture which is seen in temples. Particularly, I have followed that in Chennai from 1968. Whenever I go to a temple, going around Navagraha, 19th around as a clockwise and 10th back, I do it very quick. How I learned that, I have no idea. But 9 times I go around and one I reverse. I use that as a process in part of my exercises too. Twirling around, go on increasing by 9, 1, then go up, and one reverse has taught me to be rise slowly one by one. But in this particular picture, I have written very clearly, the core is the presiding deity, the sun god. You can see sun in the middle. That's what you see in Navagraha temple, 9 figures as such around which I go. Surya is right in the middle. That shows the center of solar system starts from Surya, a sun, a Aditya alone. Other 8 are around. That's the beauty in this. Surya is the center from which we are going to see. And now let's try to understand what exactly is hidden in divine mathematics in this particular form. Now, this is a picture of the Samagra, and I'm associating with Vastu Shastra. Now, position of Navagraha is exactly same thing in temple. The placement you can see very clearly. Right on top, I have written east, then northeast, southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest, and north. These are the 8 directions outside. But inside you have Mercury, you have Venus, you have Moon, you have Jupiter, you have Sun, you have Mars, you have Ketu, you have Saturn, you have Rahu. Now you can see this is the position of those temples which I showed you in the last picture, also along with the Vastu Shastra. Vastu Shastra is again how we are going to place all that in the house of scriptures and make the place a very prosperous, auspicious, to be in tune with universal consciousness. But right in the middle of all of them, you have only sun. Sun will give you the energy. It has to be opened and done with it. That is the beauty which will make you rise. Now I'm going to show you a picture of the sun, Surya Aditya. Now in this particular picture, you can see 7 horses of the presiding deity, sun god. Then why this sun has got 7 horses alone? What has that got to do with Navagraha? Why am I bringing this particular picture? Show that Surya is shown on a chariot which is run by 7 horses only. You will find this picture very clearly in different versions. I'm not going to show all of them. People say these are 7 colors of Vivya, violet, indigo, to right up to red. You have 7 days. You have 7 concepts of the universal consciousness very clearly there. I totally agree. Every concept is made of 7 parts. If it is a cell, cell membrane is made of cell parts. Cytoplasm is 7 organelles and nucleus is 7. Same earth is made of 7 parts. Antariksh is made of 7 parts. There are 7 heavens. The 7 story is a phenomenon that's the divine mathematics as such. When I go to the divine mathematics of 7, when I divide 1 by 7, I was made to understand. Don't go by man-made concept of infinite number of digits. Divine mathematics was very clear. 1 by 7 is equivalent to 0.142857 only. These 6 numbers alone, from which 3, 6 and 9 are missing. Out of 9 numbers, you can say 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 3, 6, 9 are not there. And that is also something which I made design way back in 1997. And since that time, I'm in tune with my Antaratma, I'm in tune with the universe, I'm in tune with Brahman, and over a period, one by one, I've been explaining A to Z of the entire universe. Meantime, step by step, I've come to Divyank alone. Now, what is the science in the 7 horses? Many people have different colors to talk about it. Now, first picture which I've shown, now we're going to see that picture and then see 7, then 8 and 9. Let's start. The first picture as sun is a Surya, Aditya, is called Sunday. Let's start the day now. Sunday is a sun's day, a Surya day, or Ravivar. Ravivar is again Surya. Now, core of solar system that is a presiding deity. Now you have seen Surya, you have seen Sun as such is no doubt is the first day of week for us. Many might call Monday as the first day, but I call Sunday is the day when we start with the relaxation. We enjoy the day. No wonder Sunday is given a holiday, even by different religions altogether. Taking a holiday on Sunday was the complete thing because you have to start fresh with a kind of correlation within your body and move on. Sunday does not mean sleeping. Sunday is sit at home and enjoy the beauty of universal consciousness as such. So the first day, first horse of Surya is Sunday. Now this comes to the second question which you have seen in the top, number 2. Was Chand, Chandran or Ida? That is the moon. So that the second day is Monday. It's a moon day. It's called Monday. It's a close associate of Mother Earth. I'm making one statement. When talk of moon, we are actually talking of a Earth's close associate as a moon itself. Now you can see the moon, and moon is very, very clear. Sun gives you the sunlight, and during Amavasya, moon does not give the light. But from Purnima, it gives a full light. During Purnima, there is a light from sun and moon for 24 hours. But during Amavasya, there is a light from sun during the daytime, but no light during the nighttime because they're dark, Amavasya. And rest of the day, you can see increasing and decreasing stages of that. It's a beautiful thing which I realized why sun, moon, and earth a fantastic combination. And here, although this is moon, but actually earth is also connected. So sun, earth and moon are fantastic combination of energy evolution from zero to the highest level by and large. Though that is the second thing, you're going to see light of Surya being reflected back to us on Purnima is there. And what is the importance with Amavasya and Purnima also I'm going to discuss as we move on this particular video. Now the third thing which comes to point is Mars, Mangal or Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is the fourth planet from Sun. If you take Sun is the core, then you have Mercury, then you have Venus, then you have Earth, and next is Mars. It's the fourth planet. It's the outer inner solid planet of the thing which is associated with the core of the solar system. Very clear. Now you can see the Mangal, you can see Mars as such the third concept. Now you can see that this was the third picture in the beginning. So it means the artist is trying to talk about 7 days of the month, which everybody throughout the world is uniform. Whether it's English, Egyptian, or Indian, whosoever it is. There are only 7 days. That's it. So we have come to the third stage. Now come to the fourth stage is Mercury, Buddhan, or Wednesday. This is second planet from Sun. The light of Sun is much more on this planet than you have anywhere else. But it's very small planet, very close to Sun. It is also considered, Wednesday is considered a day of auspiciousness. So you come to a fourth day of Wednesday, auspiciousness. Whatever you want to do it on Wednesday. It is said I may or may not agree. For me, every moment is a new day. So I don't take it. But most of the people do. Budh kam Shud. You're doing on Budh, it should be Shud. Perfect. Anyway, that is a dialogue. Let's leave it. Then come to the stage, the Guru. Is a Jupiter. It is Thursday. It's a fifth planet from the Sun. That is after Mars, and there is something fourth, which I'm not. Then fifth planet, as the world understands it, is a Jupiter. You have Sun, you have Mercury, you have Venus, you have Earth, you have Mars, and the fifth comes is a Jupiter. So fifth Jupiter is a Thursday. Is a fifth planet. Is the first subtle planet of intelligence. And Guru is the teacher who give you all the answers. That's the reason I find Jupiter is the one which I associate with Vigyan Chakra. And only from that I have learnt. And that is Thursday. It's a knowledge day. We consider that and done with it. Now you can see Guru and you can also see Jupiter. You also know Thursday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You have come to this particular stage. Let's move on to the next stage. It's a Venus, which is Shukra or Friday. This is a third planet from the Earth, symbol of love. This is connected with Venus. Venus is supposed to be the queen of intelligence and beauty, love God, etc., etc. We are not going to detail of that, but I'm saying Friday is a day connected with Venus, Shukra, and procreation as such is a picture very clearly. Divine mathematics from Sun to these planets divided by 15 kilometers also talks of the chakras, which I've already spoken about it. It's not possible to bring everything in detail in one chakra because I would need thousands and thousands of hours of a video to explain everything which I have cognized all these years. Saturn is the seventh thing. It is connected to Shani. It's the outer planet of Saturn, which has very important role in astronomy and astrology. It's a big last planet which has an influence on human beings and is the sixth planet from the Sun. So if you put Sun to this, you are literally come to 7 stages. So these 7 days are connected with Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now you can see the artist was very intelligent. He's put these 7 planets in the same order of days itself. I say phenomenal. But that's I said, if you are a Brahman in tune with universal consciousness, you will be able to see. If you are not in tune with universal consciousness, you do not know Brahman, you are not to be a Brahmin at all. All this confusion of Brahmanism should be disappeared. Only one who knows divine mathematics is in tune with Brahman. Nirankar, Nirgun Brahman, Asakar, Sargun Brahman is true Brahman. Others are only professional like other professionals. You can call priest one aspect, not all the 64 arts. And Brahman should know all the 64 arts. Maybe all the 42 arts. Maybe 100 and maybe 121. We are going to, let's talk about it as I come to that particular number as we proceed. Now, 7 days we have seen very clearly, artist picture very clearly. Now come to the 8th one, which is Rahu, the head, which is no day is connected with. Public opinion is that the positive polarity of the moon is hidden in Rahu. Everybody talks about only positive polarity of moon is in Rahu, and that's it. Is Rahu associated with third planet Earth? Is my question. And I'm putting here Earth element, which is not there in Navagraha. Navagraha, you have other thing, but no Earth. And I do know that Earth could be Rahu's head. And that's it. So Rahu has got only head, and that head is Earth. I'm giving you an idea. Could it be third planet Earth, Bhumi, Bhur, which plays very important role in Gayatri Mantra, in complete aspects, one and large. Now with that, let's move on to the next stage. Now Ketu is the body parts, and there's no day again. Public opinion is negative polarity of the moon. And picture you can see on top, you can see snake, reptilian brain, and different parts of reptilian brain are associated with Ketu. So that means head is the head, but brain up to reptilian brain is what Ketu is. So you are now bringing a new concept of human brain, earth, and the body up to reptilian brain, which is subconscious, unconscious being of realizing the human body as such, which can independently remain and function without the thinking power of thinking of the universal consciousness. It knows how to take care of itself. Now I am bringing another concept. Is Ketu associated with the fifth or asteroid belt? Now there is an asteroid belt which nobody actually talks about it. If you take again, you start from sun, core of the sun, you have Mercury, you have Venus, you have Earth, and then you have Mars. Before you go to Jupiter, there is another line in between, which is of asteroid belt, which is again like a broken parts, meteorites, spheroids, etc., like the body of the Rahu Ketu. So was Ketu's body reflection of asteroid belt? Is a big question mark. I am bringing it very clearly. Rahu is Earth and Ketu is asteroid belt when come to the planet 9 parts. I think now all the 9 important parts of the solar system, I have made it very clear. You have Sun, you have Mercury, you have Venus, you have Moon, you have Earth, you have Mars, and you have asteroid belt, and you have Jupiter, and you have Saturn. So this is astronomically, everybody know big heavenly planets or objects in the solar system which has an influence on astronomy and astrology as such. The last planet which has an effect on the human consciousness is only Saturn. From Sun to Saturn is the one which affects us. Anything beyond Saturn has no influence on us, and that is what is the beauty of astrology and astronomy as such in human life. Now you have finished all the 9. Now you can see, do you feel wiser now? Start Sun, Moon, Mangal, Venus, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Earth, and asteroid belt. Now, become any doubt about real sequence? I think it's phenomenal. And I think great artists who had the wisdom to give that to a thinking brain. That's what makes us like Rahu. Thinking brain can do wonders. And why Rahu's head was a thinking one, we are going to see as we proceed. I think that was phenomenal. Now I'm going to bring a new concept which I have been speaking about. This was the first video which I made when Mahakumbh came on 13th March of Makar Sankranti itself. In that picture I had talked about the Kumbh. You can see the vessel. You can see the churning of Sagar Manthan, which I talked about it. I also talked about Akash Ganga, Amrit, Moksha, including Kailash Parvat and other things. Go to that, is a phenomenal. So many revelations of even why Shiva is called Nilkant, why it is associated with ionic form of iodine, which becomes 54, which is like xenon. And I got xenon and Nirankar Nirgun Brahman as such. That was the most beautiful thing. You can even see through in this particular thing, the entire universal consciousness was there. Now come to the question of the science of Kumbh Mela. Magh Kumbh Mela is an annual festival every year. It is perceived and celebrated in Prayagraj, Triveni. Why Triveni? Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati, all the 3 put together appear there. There is a combination of 3 great rivers of this, and that is location is very, we will not go into that. You can go and see my that video. But prime objective is of Kumbh is moksha, mukti and liberation. And millions of people have come to Maha Kumbh this time, which is running into phenomenal number, much more than what was expected by government. But they are all coming for moksha, mukti or liberation. They think by taking bath in Ganga water, they'll be purified inside and outside, and they can start their next journey of spiritualization much more clearer as a perfect, cleaned outside, cleaned inside, Shuddhikaran. I think that is a real phenomenon. That bhakti, that devotion, that nature is going to show us to start from that is a phenomenal thing. Hats off to those people who have gone, and I'm glad. I have also visited Kumbh Mela as a college student itself. Once is also good enough. You don't have to go every year. Once you do, the process start, and that was way back in 1971 in Haridwar when I had visited that place. Pure Ganga Jal at the time of death is also given. That Ganga Jal you give it water. At the time of death, your energy will be dissolved and you have the moksha as such. That thought is very phenomenal among the Hindus of India who believe it should be given with all the things, including Tulsi in that particular form. Ganga Jal is phenomenal. It's a purifying with Tulsi itself. That immersion of ashes in the person in Ganga is automatically, if you die in Prayagraj or any other Ganga, you bodies are put. If you die somewhere else, the ashes are carried to Ganga to be submerged in Haridwar, Prayagraj, or any of the places, which could also be Amrit, that Dakshin Bharat, you have a place, Rameshwaram, is equally important, and there is importance in Rameshwaram also. You have 22 ponds, and all the 22 ponds have a different taste of water. And I've been there too. It as a medical student is a phenomenal place, very enlightening. So now with this objective, we can understand why Kumbh Mela after 144 years, this year is phenomenal. And I can tell you, this is raising is done because I'm in tune with the universal consciousness step by step and trying to understand the beauty of divine nature of Ved, Upanishads, scriptures, others, and trying to show divine mathematics can be seen from Akhand Bharat's scriptures by a Brahman who is in tune with Brahman as such. And this is the picture of Triveni, Prayagraj, when you have a Purna Kumbh once in 12 years here. It's a Purna Kumbh once in 12 years. Why once in 12 years? And what's this one Purna Kumbh has got to do with Navagraha again? 9 multiplied by 12 is 108. That's why Mala is also 108 only. And importance of 108 you can see between sun, moon and earth also phenomenally. So that this is where science also comes to close very clearly. Only once in 12 years, not any other. And there are 9 things. And that is 108. And that is the mala. That is something which is very phenomenal, which is this now you can see the whole science is coming closer and spirituality becoming one. And I'm talking about divine mathematics. I'm not talking of man-made concept which you see in mathematics, which is defective, defective, and defective. As a result, physics is defective, chemistry is defective, medical sciences are defective, every science is deficient. But divine mathematics is perfect, and that is Devyang alone. And that's it. Now come to the switch. Now you have seen 108. If you take step further, let's go on to sector. Now spiritual science of Kumbh is a divine vessel that contains Amrit nectar, and I'm making it clear. It was the water, pure 100% Shuddh water from the ocean, which was Amrit. Nobody talks about what Amrit, that vessel which carries that one, and that water is purified water is in Ganga as such. It has certain qualities which can dissolve even the bones of the burnt human being. are ashes to be dissolved. You will understand Shiva very clearly why it is dissolution and regeneration inside in Shiva. And that is Ganga, and that is as such this. So importance is spiritual science Kung is Amrit, and I say this is divine water, contains water alone, which is 61.8034%. You're going to see that as we move on in the serial one by one. Now come to the question. Now we started about Sagar Manthan, a churning a primordial ocean, which was way back long time. You can see the picture very clearly. You see the Meru mountain. You see it is supported by Kurma avatar, the tortoise, and you see gods on one side and asuras on others. Suras and asuras are training to bring Amrit out of Sagar, ocean, primordial ocean is the whole objective. The end objective is only of Amrit. That means they should remove all the elements and then get only pure water, which is regenerating in outside. I think that was a phenomenal part. So Amrit is water, 100% pure water. And unless we do research to get 100% water, which is pure in everything without any deficiency at all, is not actually Amrit at all. Now come to the question, this particular picture, same thing, you can see the gods and suras on two sides. And same picture you can see is in Kailash too. Two lakes. One is Mansarovar and Rati Raktash. They mean one is saline water and another is pure water. And from the pure water is what Sindhu comes up. And same thing when goes inside, and from Vishuddhi Chakra is what from Gangotri Ganga comes out. As such is also a beautiful part. For that matter, Jamuna also associated with the same Kailash only, say from Himalayas only. Now come to the question of churning of ocean is realizing of that picture you can see. Same thing, same kumbh, same churning, Amrit, water alone. Now there comes the question of, now another story I'm going to tell you, and I wonder whether the story has been seen as a very phenomenal part and its association with Rahu and Ketu. Now I'm coming very close to Rahu and Ketu of Navagraha itself. And that story is also connected with churning of ocean or Sagar Manthan or Samundar Manthan for Amrit itself. As I told you, gods and asuras work together to get immortal nectar from the primordial ocean. I have already spoken about it. And when Amrit was finally got, and Vishnu wanted it to be only for gods, not for asuras. Rakshas he did not want. He said no. So he appeared in the female form, started dancing, and enticed all the asuras along with him so that they don't, and Amrit is given to the gods at the same time. But one of the asuras, Swarabhanu, he disguised as a god and drank the Amrit from the Amrit Kumbh. This story is known to everything. When Swarabhanu drank the nectar by deceit, this was observed by the sun and moon. They revealed the secret to Mohini and Vishnu as such. Now story turns. It is Swarabhanu who drank the nectar Amrit, and by deceit he was not to be given, but he was given. Now is a Asura with all the negative qualities. If he is made immortal, we could have a problem in future too, because the world will become in the hands of negative people, Kal Yug, who will only spoil. They will not know the mathematics. Divine mathematics is known to the gods only and goddesses, but not to asuras, rakshasas, or demons as such. And that information was given by sun and moon, the light, to Mohini. As a result, Saurabhanu was killed, decapitated, head was cut off. Now come to that stage. A sense, Rahu and Ketu became bitter enemies with Surya and Chandran for exposing his deception during drinking. Because he was given, now he was cut into, Saurabhanu was cut into Rahu head and Ketu body. For this, Rahu pursues them, attempts to consume the sun and the moon. Now come to the question of Rahu. Is going to come and affect sun and moon as such. So his objective is only to affect only sun and moon, not anybody else. So Rahu is the one which is closely associated with sun and moon, and it's also to swallow and pursue and divide. Do you see a meaning in it which I'm going to show as we move on? I would like someone to really see the events which are unfolding as such, and that is the Brahmanism. Since Rahu is the head without the body, sun and moon exist when he swallows them. Now, this is a statement. Now, the question is come. Is the story a mythology, a fact, fiction, or man-made concept, or a pure science subject? Is a question which I have raised a question. Now we should move on to the next stage to understand concept very, very clearly. Now comes the question. I told you there are 7 planets plus 2 planets. Sun, Mercury, Venus, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. 7 days I have already shown. These are the big planets. Now Rahu planet is Earth, and Ketu is Asteroid Belt is one question which I have made. Now we are going to see Earth and Asteroid Belt as being exposed in the process of Rahu affecting Sun and Moon alone. Does not talk of anything else. Now come to the question. I say my intuitive perception, head is Rahu, it represents Mother Earth. Body is Ketu, it represents asteroid belt. I'm very, very clear in my thing. And this is what I made a statement in my first book, Akhand and Essence of Universal Consciousness, which was published in 2002 itself. I'm not talking about today. I spoke about it more than 20 years ago, more than 20 years. And that is there on the record. I have the copyright for that. Mother Earth asteroid belts are missing from the 9 planets, and there is now let's explore and find the divine science out of the picture as such. Now come to the concept of lunar eclipse. Now I'm coming to lunar and solar eclipse. When I talk of lunar eclipse, it's a Rahu. What happens? Earth comes between the sun and moon. You can see the picture. Earth is between sun and moon. So that means sunlight will not fall on moon on lunar eclipse day is something which everyone sees. And that's it. Mother Earth swallows the sun, moonlight from the sun. As a result, it is Mother Earth. Now you can understand. Here Earth is being spoiled. So Rahu is coming between sun and moon. Sunlight should not fall on moon. It has managed to do it. So now you can understand Rahu is the Mother Earth, and it can stop the bridge between sun and light as such. I think that was phenomenal. What an intelligent way of telling the universal consciousness as old as thousand and thousand years ago of symbolic which modern science is seeing through astronomy, and they express it in a story form long, long back, and that is Rahu. This particular thing shows lunar eclipse is what Rahu. When come to the solar eclipse is a Ketu. But in solar eclipse, moon comes between the sun and the earth. The moon swallows the light of the sun. It does not fall on us, so we become totally dark. We cannot see sun, we cannot see moon, we cannot see any of the planets. So in the process, none of the planet can see because we are not surrounded with light to see the universal light as such. And in that asteroid belt is also included. That's it I'm talking about. I think now lunar eclipse and solar eclipse show Rahu and Ketu as such. Now another example of Sri Chakra and Navagraha, I'm going to talk about it. So when come to the question of Sri Chakra is a phenomenal picture made 1000 years ago. As such, I'll not go into detail, but I'll show you the picture and we'll try to see Navagraha in that particular picture and also much more than that in universal consciousness. As such, we are going to look at it. Now this is a picture of Sri Chakra as such, which we all are aware of it. I have made that picture known to the people even earlier. But if you see that picture, you have 4 outside, then you have 8, you have 16 petals, then you have 8 petals, then you have inner side, there are 43 triangular structures. 43 inside, then 8, then 16, then 4 and 4 direction. This is a beautiful picture, but it's full of divine mathematics. But if you have the divinity within you, you'll be able to see. If you don't have, if you're not in tune with Nirankar, Nirgun Brahman, Rasakar, Sargun Brahman, you cannot be a Brahman, you cannot see the beauty in this. Now, as a Brahmin, I'm in tune with Nirankar, Nirgun Brahman by divine grace. And let me show you one by one the real beauty which I see in this particular picture of Navagraha itself. Let's say I've encircled the inside part. Don't give importance to 16 also, doesn't matter. But you see there are 4 outside, there are 4 directions. East, north, west and south are the 4 directions which we all know very well. And swastik is like that. But inside you can see the 4 portions inside. You have kitchen, you have office, you have guest room, you have mother. These are the 4. So 4 outside, 4 inside, and inside is Akash, or the space, or the sun. So these are the 9 you can see very clearly. 4 outside, 4 inside, 1 inside. And this is how the Vastu Shastra designed the house as such. My houses are designed with that, and I found them very, very auspicious. And ever since I made my first house with Vastu Shastra way back in 1997, I never had to borrow, beg, and steal at all. Money flowed into me automatically as such, without anything. That's the beauty of Vastu Shastra. I have seen that beauty since 1997. I have not even had to take 1 paisa in loan for anything since that time. And that's it. Now from that, now we are going to internalize. What was 4 directions space earlier? Now they become internal. Now you have 9 planets here. You have Mercury, you have Moon on top, then you have Venus, then you have Jupiter, Sun on Mars, then you have Saturn, then Rahu and Ketu. Now this particular picture is the same picture which you see in Navagraha as such. How amazing! When I see this picture and I see what is there in Navagraha is identical. And how they're associated with Vastu is phenomenal. People who made Vastu to show the world as it is, how intelligent they would have been. Phenomenal. Hats off to them. That's its beauty in that particular Sri Chakra itself. Now you can see the same picture I'm showing again, the second picture where sun is in the middle. Right on top, I have written East, the sunrise, which I call it Brahma Granthi, Brahma Gayatri itself. The sun rises from that side is something. That's why sun is there in the beginning, and sunrise from there. And sunrise can see its effect on Venus as an intelligence, and moon also reflection of same thing on that side. Then Jupiter on one side and Mangal on one side and Saturn on down, and then Rahu and Ketu are exactly the way I've shown in my picture earlier. Phenomenal. And west has a sunset, which is Rudra Granthi. Morning Brahma Granthi is ultraviolet light of sun which comes up. That's the time we should sing a chant Gayatri mantra facing east and pouring water into Surya, rising Surya, and praying for prosperity and get the wisdom or ultraviolet light. That's the time ultraviolet light can give you a lot of oxygen from every of the plants. So oxygen production is maximum during daytime and also the evening, not in between. It's again science and spirituality coming so close, step by step to share. This is where we should understand the entire thing very clearly. So now from this picture, you know very well that Earth is there and asteroid belt is there. Picture is very, very complete. Now come to the question of self. Do you see the Lord of creation in Brahmank 22 by 21 there in that particular picture? If you had noticed, yes, there are triangles inside which are 43 in number. I'm making it very clear. 43. When I talk of Brahma 22 and 21, that means there are 43 only, not anything else. When you come to the question of dimensions, are creations by and large. When I think of me as a human being, Shibhushan Sharma, I talk about different avasthas, stages of human life. In that, the first avastha is Bala avastha, which is for 7 years again. I make it very clear. First 7 years, nothing to be read or done, anything. See the entire universe with your Atmic level, with the truth and consciousness on your own, not teach them anything other than let the brain develop fully. So that is Valavastha first 7 years. Second two avasthas are 14 years as a Kishore avastha as a good student for next 14 years. That means you have 21 years of a student itself. One observing from inner consciousness, another 14 as such, and then seeing the dharma, earth, kam, moksha with a impeccable wisdom is a good student who has the capacity to think phenomenal like Rahu's head itself. And that is earth, that is what it is, and earth is also made 7 parts. So that is first 22, 21 years. Then come to the you get married. You live in Grasthavastha for another 21 years, have your children also come up to 21 years. So there is 7, then you have 14, then you have 21. And then put together the 42 years you have to be associated with external world as such. If you want to see the external world, you should see first 42 years of 7 into 6, and that is what Satchakra Nirupana is all about. There are only 6 goddesses, each of 7 for 40 years. That means your Balavastha, your Kishoravastha, and your Grasthavastha is associated with the external world for 42 levels. But then next comes your Vanaprastha, which is for another 28 years. And then starts sannyas for another 35 years. That means you have literally come to the next stage of 4 into 7, then 5 into 7. Then 28 plus 50, 35 is again 63. 42 plus 63 is 105 years. You are very close to 108 years. And that is sannyas. As such you move. So you see it all revolves around 7 and to multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and can go on thereafter. So you're going to see play of 21 and 22 in Sri Chakra as such, and I'm sure you'll find it amazing picture. Let's come to this particular picture. I'm making one concept of 22 triangles is one form, but here the 22 is shown as such in 1 by 1. Let's is one stage. Now this is one form of showing solar system is made on 21 parts. This is what Upanishads talk about it. And 22 is beyond the solar system to go where spiral galaxy starts. That's also beautifully shown in Upanishads. Another is 21 as such. So whether going up or down, but you can put one center one as such in this form, other form to show whichever one it is all about. Center yellow one can be included this or included into that. That would, if it is going from up down, the lower one will have involution, the upper 22 would have evolution. So involution, revolution, evolution, you can see in this particular picture results right in the middle. If you concentrate on that, you'll see the beauty of these triangles producing different shapes in between and make you in tune with Brahman as such. Now you're going to see this beauty in this particular picture as such. Now, in this picture, you see the entire Mantra Vidya, Yantra Vidya, Tantra Vidya as such. But if you look at this picture very clearly, you have outside 22 in Divyank, inside 21, and then whole process moves on with that. But entire picture of Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Ganit is all this. I think that should be more than enough to say कि Shri Chakra or Navagraha, by and large, its association with Swarabhav, Rahu and Ketu have all the knowledge of divine mathematics to start and then move on to the next stage. In this particular picture, you can see 22 by 21, you can see 10 planets and also see Atma inside and inside the Divyank as such. And I think that should be enough for the day. Thank you very much. And I really find it interesting how divine mathematics is seen in different pictures, different stories, and different things by and large. Only if you know that you could be a true Brahman in tune with universal consciousness, you could be a good author, researcher, artist, otherwise. 64 arts. That's it. Thank you very much.